Sunday, February 19th, the UFC returns with a massive main event as Travis Browne faces Derek Lewis in a matchup of top 10 heavyweights with explosive knockout power.
A finish could happen on both sides at any moment.
Plus, former Olympian Hector Lombard welcomes former UFC champion Johnny Hendricks to the middleweight division. UFC Fight Night, Sunday, February 19th, only on Fox Sports 1.
My nipples get hard. I'm excited.
Kicking off the new season here. Are you me right now?
Dana White's house is like Neverland for hillbillies.
Let's go on an adventure.
Let me tell you something. Oh my God. Disneyland. I want to thank Dana White for exposing me to a whole side of America that brothers ain't used to being exposed to.
I decided that Dean Thomas and I would drag race.
I felt like I was biting into a condom filled with baloney.
Never judge a card until it's over. Everybody on that card came to fight. It's awesome, man. That's what this show's all about.
Watch the UFC's biggest names, rising stars, and fan favorites on the featured bout of the UFC Fight Pass early prelims. No matter where the fight goes down, UFC Fight Pass is the only place to see every moment of the UFC Fight Pass early prelims.
Whoa! My goodness!
Start your 7-day free trial now.
£145 for the belt. Nobody else has done it.
I can promise the world one thing. After February 11th, you will never forget me.
I want to be remembered as somebody that took chances. The bigger the risk, the better the reward.
I'm not afraid to get knocked out. I love to brawl.
In order to be the best, you have to fight the best.
I'm willing to sacrifice everything for the UFC belt.
This is history. People are going to be talking about this fight.
UFC fans, we'd like to welcome you to today's weigh-in for UFC 208, Holm versus Randamie. Tomorrow night, the Octagon hits Brooklyn, New York for the first time. And in another first, we will crown a women's UFC featherweight champion as Holly Holm takes on Germaine de Randamie. Plus, in the co-main event, one of the greatest mixed martial arts athletes of all time is set to be showcased as Anderson the Spider Silva returns against fellow middleweight contender Derek Brunson. We would like to thank our UFC sponsors. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30 period. Harley Davidson. See your dealer today and learn to ride like some of your favorite UFC fighters with Harley Davidson Riding Academy. Live your legend. And Halo Wars 2, available February 21st on Xbox One and Windows 10. Get the Ultimate Edition and play 4 days early. We would also like to send a special welcome to our UFC Fight Club members joining us today here in Brooklyn, New York. We hope to see all of you once again for the live action at Barclays Center tomorrow night. We're Brooklyn at, great to be in Brooklyn, New York for UFC 208. How about a hand for the Octagon girls, Chrissy, Ariani, Vanessa, Ashley, our Senior Vice President of Talent Relations, Sean Shelby, VP Talent Relations, Mick Maynard. All right, let's get things going. First up, the UFC Fight Pass prelims. First fight in the welterweight division. Brian LaFleur versus Rowan Jucal Carneiro. $170, the official weight for Jucal. And his opponent, the Lindenhurst, New York native, Ryan LaFleur. 170.5, the official weight for Ryan LaFleur. Now to our featured UFC Fight Pass prelim in the UFC featherweight division. Rick the Gladiator Glenn versus Brooklyn's own Felipe the Filipino Assassin Novers. $145.5 for Felipe Novers. And his opponent making his second UFC appearance. Please welcome the Gladiator, Rick Glenn.
Right on that tee, Rick. Right on that tee.
$146 for Rick Glenn. All right, now we get to the FS1 UFC 208 prelims. First up in the flyweight division, Ian Uncle Creepy McCall versus Jared the Monkey God Brooks. First fighter to the scale making his UFC debut.
Yeah,
Jared
let's
Brooks.
do it! Yeah, let's go!
125 for the undefeated Jared Brooks. And his opponent, please welcome back Uncle Creepy Ian McCall. $125, the official weight for Uncle Creepy.
Hey, you see who the people want to win, right? Yep. Guess who's winning, baby? Guess who's winning? Okay, then let's see. Let's go! You ain't nothing to me. You ain't nothing to me, Mr. 2012. You motherfucking me. New way, new way. Hey, put it on the ball. You like to do it, buddy. That was intimidating.
With that, we get to our next prelim in the lightweight division. Nick the Corny Lentz versus Islam Makhachev. $155 for Islam Makhachev. And his opponent making the walk for his 40th professional fight, Nick the Corny Lentz.
Right on that tee on the ground. Give me the tap so they fucking speak.
156, the official weight for Nick Lentz. All right, next up in the UFC flyweight division, Wilson Hayes versus Uluka Sasaki. 125.5, the official weight for Uluka Sasaki. And his opponent, Wilson Hayes. With the mustache for Wilson Hayes. All right, now we get to our featured FS1 UFC 208 prelim in the welterweight division. Randy Rude Boy Brown versus Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad.
Well, that C mark on the ground.
174, Bilal Muhammad. And his opponent, repping Queens, New York, Randy Rude Boy Brown. $170.5, the official weight for Randy Brown. All right, now we get to the main card for UFC 208. First up, in the lightweight division, Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Jim Miller. First fighter to the scale, 26 UFC appearance for New Jersey's Jim Miller. $154.5 for Jim Miller. And his opponent currently ranked number 10 in the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
You like that?
$155, the official weight for Dustin Poirier. Next on the pay-per-view in the UFC's light heavyweight division, Glover Teixeira versus Jared the Killer Gorilla Cannonier.
On that mark,
$204.5, the official weight for Jared Cannonier. And his opponent, former UFC World Title Challenger, fighting out of Danbury, Connecticut, Glover Teixeira. $205, the official weight for Glover Teixeira. All right, moving on now to the UFC's middleweight division. Jacare Souza versus Tim the Barbarian Boach.
that mark, Tim.
for the Maynard Boat. And his opponent, Jacare Souza. For Jacare. And now we get to the co-main event, also in the middleweight division. Anderson the Spider Silva versus Derek Brunson. .186, the official weight for Derek Brunson. And his opponent is the former UFC middleweight champion and one of the greatest of all time, Anderson the Spider Silva. .185, the official weight for Anderson Silva. And with that, it is now time to take a closer look at the two women who tomorrow night will compete for the inaugural UFC Women's Featherweight Championship.
Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face.
Ronda's in trouble. She's hurt. Oh! Holly looking to finish. She's out.
A fight can change in a split second. One tiny mistake, and the fight is over.
Misha's got her neck. She's got it. She's tapping. Amanda Nunes is the first female Brazilian UFC champion.
I think the world hasn't seen the best yet.
It's it. It's it. It's all over.
I don't really care what my fight does for the sport. I care about the win. But in turn, I think that is good for the sport. Now I get to do something nobody else has had the opportunity to do.
When Holly Holm faces Randamie for the inaugural UFC Women's Featherweight Championship, you have arguably the two most decorated strikers to ever compete in mixed martial arts. In Holly Holm, you have an 18-time world boxing champion, and Randamie is 46-0 in Muay Thai and a 10-time world Muay Thai champion.
I love to brawl. The UFC will see something they've never seen before.
This is a new start. It's definitely different emotions, definitely a different scenario.
Who would have thought that I would get a title shot, that I would make it to a UFC main event, the second event in New York? I know this is my one and only chance. Where everybody doubted me, I made it, and I'm gonna fight for the UFC belt.
If I had my perfect world, I would have the 145-pound belt and the 135-pound belt. If you have dreams, my dad always says aim high.
I'm willing to sacrifice everything for the UFC belt.
This is history. People are going to be talking about this fight.
We march on. First fighter to the scale, the Iron Lady, Germaine de Randamie. The official weight for Germaine de Randamie. And her opponent is the former UFC Women's Bantamweight champion and the Butcher's daughter. Please welcome Holly Holm. .145, the official weight for Holly Holm. All right, we step over here and talk to Jermaine Randamie. First of all, congratulations on the title shot. So here you are with an entire nation of Holland behind you. Your thoughts on the eve of your first UFC championship opportunity?
First of all, Brooklyn, it's an honor to be here. The only thing I can say is let's make it one hell of a night with all of you. Let's go.
There she is. Wish you all the best tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, Jermaine Randamie. All right, you've been here before. Holly Holm, third championship fight in the UFC. Your thoughts here on the eve of another massive moment in your career?
You know, it's time. All the hard work's in, and I'm just, it's those moments where I'm worked up, like, gosh, it's tomorrow, and then I think, okay, chill out, because it's not till tomorrow.
Enjoy the night. We'll see you tomorrow night. There she is, Holly Holm. All right, Brooklyn, New York, thanks for coming out. We'll see you over at Barclays Center for the fights tomorrow night.